What's going on, guys? Matt here with T&M Product Reviews. Today we're going to take a look at another flashlight. This one is a little different. So I was sent this for review, and it is an Xurleq flashlight. They are claiming it's a 6,000 lumen, so brighter than anything I have, and I'm not quite sure about that. So we're going to do a tabletop on it, and then we're going to go outside and compare it to some of the O lights, like the Warrior X Turbo and the Secret 2 Pro, and see if it can hold up to what they're putting out. See if that 6,000 lumens is true or not. Alright guys, let's get you switched over to tabletop. We'll be right back with you. Alright guys, got you switched over to the tabletop here. So this is, like I said, this is the Xurleq flashlight. It is what they're claiming to be a 6,000 lumen LED flashlight, and it runs off of a 26650 battery that it does come along with. So pretty hefty, 6,800 milliamp hour or amp hour, 3.7 volt. 26650. It's a hefty battery, honestly. It's supposed to have a 10-year lifespan, so I mean that's pretty cool. But the light itself, like I said, it's claiming 6,000 lumens. Has 5 different modes, which we'll go through here in a minute. And it's claiming to be water resistant, and I would take that resistance with a grain of salt, as this is the charger. And it's just a small flap of rubber that covers it. So it is USB rechargeable to charge up that big battery. It takes a couple hours. When I first got it, it had a slight charge to it. It took a couple hours to get it charged up. Aluminum housing, and there is the top. So it's a single LED with a plastic kind of like bubble lens, and I'll show you that a little closer here. And it's adjustable, so it's kind of like those ones they advertise on TV where you can put the box around it. So the 5 modes that they give you is the initial click of the power button. Oh, now it's not going to work. Probably put the battery in wrong. Let's try that again. Or maybe the light's just broken. We'll see. I mean, it's a $25 light on Amazon, guys. So if it's broken, I wouldn't be surprised, especially for what it's claiming. Oh, there we go. Okay, so first mode is high, and that's supposed to be 6,000 lumens, and there's the adjustment to it. And the further that adjustment gets out, you can start to see a cross in the beam, and I'll show you that a little bit more here later. So if you let it on the setting and hit the button, it turns right off. If you turn it on and then click through, there's your medium, your low, quick mode on the strobe, and then here's an SOS, and then off. So if you turn it on, let it there for a second or two, when you click that button after a few seconds, it'll just let it turn right off. It does put out a little bit of heat, but I know some of my other lights from Olight that I have seem like they put out a lot more for their lower lumen that this is stating. But the top comes off, and here's a look at that LED on the inside. So there's the 4 quadrants, which is what shows up when you actually zoom this in. Looks like you can probably turn this with a tool. And then here is that plastic bubble lens I was talking about. So it is flat on the back there, but then it Kind of bubbles up on the front. Really cheap feeling for what it is. Now it does have a seal on the top of the lens, and then there's a seal here, so could there be some water resistance to it? Yeah, sure, but I don't believe it's going to be that much. And then when you turn it on, it has a green indicator. Anytime it's above 70%, that indicator will be green. When it drops to 30 or below, it will turn red. Apparently it does nothing for in between, so there's no amber. So if you're anywhere in between there, is there a light on? I don't know. I've never taken it down that far. And that's really about it. Like I said, it's $25, $25.99 on Amazon. So it's got the flood and then a focusing beam for throw. And that's on high. And really I'm not getting much off of it. I mean, I can feel that it's warm if I'm just holding it on my hand like this, but it's not really doing much. And what I'm going to do when we go outside here, I'm going to compare it to two more lights. So we're going to compare it to the Turbo X Pro for the throw and the Seeker 2 Pro for the flood. I mean, when I turn that on and hold it on my hand, that's instantly getting hot for the focus beam. And then obviously the Seeker with its 3200 lumens, that is already getting extremely warm on my hand. So I don't want to believe the claim of 6,000 lumens on this one, guys. If I was emergency light, stash it around your house or put it in your car in like a like an emergency breakdown kit, it's cheap. It's not going to hurt the bank compared to like one of these. It's over $100. You know, for a quarter or more of the price, you're getting a light that's going to work. I mean, that's about all I got to give to it. So let's go outside and we'll get these two, or take a look at the output on the 6,000 lumen light, compare it to the Seeker and the Warrior X Turbo, and see what we come up with. All right, guys, we'll be right back. All right, guys, so obviously the camera's making it look a little brighter than it actually is out here. So let's take a look at that 6,000 lumen flashlight. So here's the high mode. Turn it on. As you can see, it's got a huge flood, and then you can zoom in that flood to kind of a thrower, but it doesn't really go that far for 6,000 lumens. And that is on the high setting. So I'm just going to compare it here to my Warrior X Turbo on the thrower. So first off, I mean, it just overtakes that light completely as a thrower. And that's only 1100 lumens. Now it is focused a little bit more specifically for throwing. So let's back this out to about there. And let's hit that 3500 lumens on the Seeker 2 Pro. And again, it just overtakes that light completely. So I really don't feel that it's 6,000 lumens. Honestly, you're probably looking at maybe 1,000 lumens on that light, and that is the max. Just the way it's focused is what's giving you, just the way that lens is set up is giving you the big flood or that focus beam, but it's not very bright. So like I said, guys, I can't really even recommend that for a big style light. Yeah, that's going to be specific to an emergency light. But that's all I got for you here today, guys. Later.